Hey, hi. How's it going? Before we get into this video, I wanted to let you guys know that I just launched a shop update over on Zaccura.com. There's limited edition keychains, look at that booty, some new stickers, and my very first enamel pin, which you guys helped vote for some months back, and it's finally here. So exciting. I'll leave a link down below in the description box if you guys want to go have a look around and maybe pick up some merch. If you do, thank you so much for your support, and let's get to painting now, shall we? Hello, I'm Zaccura and welcome back to my channel, and in today's video we're going to do a little paint with me situation. As you can see, I've already done a sketch here and now I'm just going to kind of finish it because some of it's still pretty sketchy. Ba-dum-bum. And we're gonna talk and paint in real time. So far, I've done only one other video like this. Well, I've only done one other paint with me real-time video, which was posted last year. And I also mentioned in that video that maybe I would turn that into a series where I design characters based off of flowers. But that's totally not what I'm doing today. I mean, there's bamboo, and maybe I could get away with saying the character is based off of bamboo, but she's totally not. Also, in today's video, we're going to be painting with gouache. I have a sneeze coming on. That was a good one. Now there's some like lily pads here, so I'm going to just draw those in rat quick. Rat quick! Man, that sneeze has got me with the sniffles now. Isn't this wonderful? Every time you're recording something live, you just end up being disgusting. Alright, now I'm gonna just draw some little lines to show like, hey, she's inside water right now. Her legs, yeah, they don't just disappear into a cinder block. No, this is logical. This is water. Now, why would she be treading and walking through water in this gorgeous outfit? Beats me, but it's still logical, I'm sure. Of course, she could still be sinking into a puddle of concrete, you know, when it's still wet. Who's to say? I don't judge. You wanna solidify your legs in concrete? I mean, do you? Yeah, I think we're looking good here. I think the sketch is just about finished. I know I have so much sass in my voice today. Get this sass out of me. What am I thinking? I'm way too insecure for sass. There's this little dragonfly on top of this piece of bamboo, and I'm still debating about whether or not I should just erase it. I don't know, maybe we'll keep the dragonfly. I should probably use a kneaded eraser for this. Roll by with the kneaded eraser to lighten this sketch. Just a little. A really great way to lighten your sketches with a kneaded eraser like I'm doing. Just kind of roll it on top and it'll evenly make the whole thing a little lighter. And there we go. We have the sketch, which is ready for painting. You whoopee. Alright. Here is my Himi Jelly Gouache set. Oh, but before we get into that, I have to tape down the paper. Although, maybe I should actually mix my colors first. Indecisive. And I mix the colors, and to keep this sketch safe from droplets, we will move it over. So, I like never clean my mixing palette because I'm like, I'll use those colors next time. Yeah, right. Alright, here are my colors. Here are my brushes. Where is my little squeezy? I've lost my squeezy. Oh, it's right here, you dummy. Stupid Zaccura. This is my squeezy, and that is what I use to get some water into the little squeezy. And we'll use it to wet down some colors. Oh, I should go get my little thingy. I'm so good with words. Here we go, my thingy has arrived. The swatches. Yes, the swatches for the color, so I know what the heck I'm working with here. Okay, so her skin tone is gonna be actually very close to this, but with a little bit more blue in it and a little lighter. So we're gonna take some of this and just kind of put it in the palette. Alright, we know how that looks. I think maybe we're gonna go with a little bit of blue. As you guys know, this is the part I struggle most with mixing colors. It's my nemesis. And I have no idea which blue to add in. I'm guessing one that's closer to red so that they kind of mix together. But which one of these blues is closer to red? Well, So let's just take some of this like really light blue. I don't know what I'm doing. It has some pink in it, I think. Ugh, I'm so bad at colors. Can I go to kindergarten again, please? I need to learn my colors again. Does this look any different than it did 2 seconds ago? Not really. Maybe that means we just need more? Yes, more. 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 Oh, this is looking good. I think we're having some success over here. Oh, yes. This is nice. But we need more. More. Get off the brush. Please? Always massage your colors. Oh, that's gorge. Can I please get a gold star? I mixed a good color. Alright, we mixed one color. Oof. We need another color. Now the next one is going to be kind of a yellow-green. And we're going to take some of this yellow. That's a lot of yellow. But I don't want to make the mistake again of not having enough. And look at how much paint is in my palette now. So we're going with more up front. Ah! I got paint on my finger. Alright, now we're gonna take some of this green and we massage. It's kind of becoming like avocado, if avocados were radioactive. And we're getting some brown in here accidentally. That's fine. I think what will do it is if I add a little bit more yellow, but we'll choose a less radioactive yellow. Now this looks like a day-old avocado. Now we have like radioactive vomit. This is not going well. Alright, okay. We're gonna add some more of this original yellow and some more of this green, and hopefully they will mix it together and we'll get our avocado back. Oh, that one's like weird and yellow. Ugh. Ugh. I have no idea what color we're making, but we're gonna have a lot of it by the end of this, that's for sure. Maybe this is correct. It could be. It's possible. Alright, I'm sticking with that, even though now I feel like it's too green again, but I can't win. And I think this is close enough. I only took like 17 tries, and look at how much paint is in my palette now. I'm never gonna use all this color. Now we're gonna try to, I don't know, just do some painting before the sun goes down. I'm gonna take some tape, roll it. Then we're going to just stick these little rolls to the back of the paper. The paper I'm using today, by the way, is Canson XL Multimedia paper, which I'm starting to get worried about whether or not that was a good choice to use with gouache, considering gouache is quite wet and this paper is quite thin, but I want to experiment, okay? And I might end up using way too much water, but we'll see. I'm running out of masking tape, by the way. This is not good. Alright, now that we have our illustration taped down, we can start painting! Oh! And I'm a little bit nervous. We're gonna grab some of this color. And let's start somewhere that is forgiving, which is nowhere. I don't know, maybe her arm? Let's try her arm. This is quite dark. I hope it doesn't look too dark. Oh, am I regretting things already? So I'm trying to block in this color as clean as I possibly can, which is proving to be quite nerve-wracking. The only concern I have with this color being a bit darker than I was expecting is that I don't know how the shadows are gonna go over. If it's already very dark, then the shadows may not be noticeable when I put them down. Okay, now I'm gonna do her face. Oh dear God, this is not looking good. Now that looks awful right now, but I think once I add the other details, it will look okay. At least that's what I'm telling myself right now. You know what I'm gonna try? What happens? I just want to see if it's even possible to like mix in the white, just to lighten it a shade. Meanwhile, I guess I will paint in her tummy. I think the white is actually working, so let's continue with that. I mean, that's the point of this, right? It's to experiment and learn. Even though it may end in disaster, it's still important to try it. This this lightning thing I think is actually working. I'm just mixing a little bit of white and just letting it mix in with the brown, kind of scrubbing it so that it actually picks up the brown. It's probably going to end up looking a little bit more streaky, but I think it's still going to look good. So now this is what we call the ugly stage. Once you go over with all the other colors and you put in the line work, it will all come together and look a lot better. Hopefully. But for now, we are going to use our radioactive yellow-green avocado color to paint in her clothes. I'm still trying to learn how to block in colors better with gouache. It always ends up looking pretty streaky. And her bra is going to be the same color. I just realized in my previous Draw With Me video, the one where I designed the character based off of poppies, she was also wearing a bra as part of her outfit. Maybe this is like becoming a thing, like every time I do Paint With Me real-time art and chats, I just always draw ladies in bras. Heads up! And the sun's starting to go down, so I'm probably gonna have to stop pretty soon. I'm gonna add the yellow to the bamboo as well. For that, I will use my smaller brush, which I kind of hate. Oh, I just dropped something in my water. Ooh. Now, is this yellow too yellow for bamboo? If it is, who cares? It's my bamboo. Stay away, it's mine. It is getting dark, so very dark. And I just want to finish this bamboo, so I'm going to turn on my desk lamp. It's going to mess up my white balance on my camera probably, but I just want to get some of this finished. Since this color I don't think I really need to mix, I think I'll just do it now, which is going to be little leaves coming out of the bamboo. There's one stupid hair on this brush that's longer than all the other hairs and it's getting in the way. This is actually not the smartest thing to be doing right now because a lot of the other paint is still wet and I have nowhere to put my hand. So it's making it exceedingly difficult, and if I screw up or put my hand down and accidentally smudge the paint, it's gonna be a disaster. But I put myself in this situation regardless. Why? Why do I do this? Oh gosh. Messed up. I was about to say messed up the flavor on that leaf. What does that even mean? Oh, my brain is like so taxed at the moment. Pressure! Alright, this side of the bamboos will be a little easier because I can actually put my hand down. This is how I paint though. Like, it is a struggle every time because I'm always trying to do things that I've never done before, and that makes it really nerve-wracking and things don't go right. But you learn a lot from just like jumping into things that you have no idea how to do. It will be a little stressful, but it's also really fun. I don't know why. It's like, it's both anxiety inducing and also calming and tranquil at the same time for me. I don't know why painting is this weird paradox. The final leaf. Da, 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 da. So I'm going to leave this and continue tomorrow. And wouldn't you know, the memory card on camera 1 just got full, so I guess it's meant to be. Good timing. I'll see you tomorrow, which is going to be immediately for you. Alright, welcome to day 2. I'm feeling the panic coming back because it looks awful. But no, we must keep the faith. It's going to turn out just fine. Just fine. So today I need to mix the blue color for the water and her see-through slip thing. So I'm going to use this little spot on my palette here, which is questionably clean. I'm going to need like a slightly turquoise blue. Oh gosh, I just slingshotted my brush onto the floor. Grab some paint, put it on the palette, and grab some of this paint or massage. Yeah, I struggle so much with color mixing, but I know that through this I will eventually get better. I mean, I've gotta, right? Right? I'm totally contaminating my white paint, which I may end up regretting later in future paintings, but for right now, I just gotta get this painting to look good, because it's looking real bad right now. Alright, I think this is a correct looking turquoise-ish blue. Alright, let's get painting! I've also noticed after looking back at some of the footage that I think a lot of my problems with streakiness comes from just not using enough paint, because I tend to just like fill up my paint with brush and then use it until it goes dry on the paper. and that provides an uneven layering of color. So instead, I'm going to try to keep my paintbrush nice and juicy. However, another thing with gouache that I probably need to learn is to start with a lot lighter colors. I need to use white a lot more. I think because the closest medium I've ever used to gouache is watercolor, and in watercolor you pretty much never use white, and it's actually getting the watercolor to look dark that's always been my problem. But with gouache it's kind of the opposite, and I keep going in with these like uber saturated colors, and then I'm like, oh dear, everything's so dark. On camera, it actually looks better. So, actually, as a matter of fact, this color looks perfect. Now I'm going to attempt to paint in her little see-through thing, and I don't know how that's gonna go over. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to water down this color a little bit more so that hopefully it will look a little more transparent when I paint over her body. I've never attempted something like this before, so let's give it a go. I think it's looking alright. I think with watercolor this might be a bit simpler because watercolor in itself is already transparent, but this, I don't know, it's looking a little streaky. I don't know. It definitely looks really streaky over the yellow. But I don't know, maybe I'll deal with it later. I mean, it kind of looks translucent. There's really only one major color that I need to do now, which is her hair. I may just use the dark brown that's already in this palette, which is this one. So this way we don't have to have a whole nother production of me mixing my colors. You know, originally this character, like she was gonna have these like big pigtails essentially, but then I decided to go the other way around and put in these braids, because once I added the water element where she was gonna be like kind of walking in water, something about this hairstyle just kind of felt like water to me. Like a waterfall, it goes straight down, and I thought it just fit this this whole illustration a bit better. Alright. My brush strokes are not the cleanest, but maybe one day. The gap between some of these braids is a little far. She might end up like looking like she's kind of bald, and that's not what we're going for. So now I'm going to take a little bit of this darker brown, and I'm kind of feathering it from the braids. It's looking a little better. She's looking less bald now. Now shall we start working on some details? Maybe I should start working on her face, because that face is a potato at the moment. I can just move camera to closer up so you can see what I'm doing. We got one eyebrow. One eyebrow. Ding ding. Oh dear, now she looks a little like...
Hey.
Oh dearie me. That left one is a little too big. Oop, that was too wet. Way too wet. Way too wet. We'll get back to those eyebrows. I wasn't actually sure what color to make her lips. But maybe I should go with yellow to kind of match. Sure, you know what? I have like a decade's worth of this radioactive avocado color. Let's use that. Alright, now her eyes are a little derp at the moment. They're not both looking in the same direction, but that should be pretty fixable. But first I need to let it dry. So while that's drying, I'm going to kind of start adding details, shading, lines, and so forth. So I'm going to take some of this dark blue here, because I think the dark blue will make a nice line work. Right? Maybe? Possibly? Boom! That was like probably my smoothest line with gouache ever. Small successes, guys. These are the things that you have to focus on. as you can see, the line work really helps to bring things out of the ugly stage. It's already looking much, much better. Do not fear the ugly stage. This line work part usually takes a really long time because I want to make sure all of my lines are super smooth. So maybe now is a good time for a music break and get back to chit-chatting once I'm ready to move on to something else. Alright, and we're back to talking. I have a little bit of a line work left here on the pants. For this color, I took my radioactive avocado and I mixed in some green. And once I finish with this line work, it might have to be it for the day again. I'm gonna have to go into day 3 with this painting, because sun's going down again. But this painting is starting to come together, and tomorrow I'll probably add all of the shadows and highlights. That should be pretty done. I mean, I do need to do the lines for the bamboo and all that, and I do need to fix her face, which we may have enough daylight to do that, or I could just turn on the lamp, aka Toto. Just for a bit. The translucent thing ended up working out pretty well, I gotta say. But now I do need to fix her derp eyes. So I'm gonna move my camera too closer. How's this? Upside down shot. Okay, that's not a good idea. Here we go, nice and in focus now. Hopefully this camera will not fall over. Alright, so her eyes are kind of not looking in the same direction. So I'm gonna fix that by making her eyelashes a little thicker. Oh dear, that looks even derpier. This happens sometimes. We can fix it. That's kind of close. Add some white back into the white part of her eye. That looks kind of right. She's a little bit smiley. Maybe she's off from work, you know? Walking through the swamp. Who doesn't like walking through swamps on their vacation days? Alright, now that face doesn't look like a potato anymore. Ah! Squeezy on the loose! Still not sure what to do with this dragonfly. I may end up straight up just erasing him at some point. You know what, just so that everything is colored in and ready to shade for tomorrow, I'm going to do these lily pads. This whole painting definitely has a very cool color palette. And cool as in cold, not as in badass. In case that wasn't clear. Now we're going to bring in some red. Gasp! Just straight up red. I mean, this red is a little cooler, and since we're going with a very cool color palette throughout this whole painting, I think a nice cool red will do the trick nicely. That is poppin'. Red is one of the most satisfying colors to paint with. Let me just put that out there. Maybe because red is one of my favorite colors. That could be it. And there we go. Dun, 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 dun. Again, I have no idea what to do with that dragonfly. Should we erase the dragonfly? If I erase him now, you guys are gonna be like, Zaccura, how could you? But anyway, that's it for day 2. Tomorrow, hopefully, we'll finally finish this piece before the sun goes down again. So see you tomorrow, day 3. And it's day 3. Give it up for day 3. I totally need to change my water. I left it here since yesterday, and as you can see, it's quite cloudy. And ta-da! Cleaner water. I'm probably gonna do some more mixing today. Whoopee! You guys know how much I love mixing paints! Whee! And I'm actually going to recycle some of the colors that I already mixed last time and just add other colors to it to make them darker and more shadowy. I might not have to add anything to this because it was already darker, and so maybe it'll work fine as a shadow color for the skin. And on this side of the palette, we have the blue. And in the blue, I already have actually a little bit of blue darker color mixed, and I do not know why I'm speaking in this very cringy French accent. So I'm gonna start with the blue because I want to add some dark spots on the water. Dark spots, bad for skin, great for water. By the way, I've put on this same pink and white striped sweater for the last 3 days. My thinking was that so the footage would be kind of cohesive and it doesn't look like I suddenly changed my clothes. But at the same time, I totally have been telling you guys when the days end, so maybe now I just look like I'm wearing the same clothes every day. Okay, so I think this is gonna be my little shadowy color for the puddles. Not for the puddles, for the puddle. Singular. And I'm just gonna kind of put these spots because that's kind of what water looks like. And these spots are looking a little too perfect. They're looking kind of like scales now. I need to like make them look more spotty. And these dark spots may end up looking a little bit more like scales. But that's okay. I think it still looks kind of cool. You just have to roll with the flow when it comes to painting, especially traditional painting, because there's no take-backsies. Of course, it's easier for me to talk about this now when I'm on the last step of shading and all the ugly phases have already passed. I already did my fair share of panicking. So it's easy to talk now. I wonder if we actually use this color as some line work for this puddle. I can definitely feel I'm starting to get the hang of like how much water to use, because now these colors are gliding over the paper a lot better than before. So we're learning, we're improving, hooray! She's gonna have some shadow as well on the water. These little ripples in the water because she's walking through it. Ooh, that one wasn't very perfect. But it's okay, we just gotta roll with it. I'm probably also gonna add some white highlights later on as well. Alright, now for the shadows. I guess I'll start with the skin. So let's just go in with this color and see what we can do. I think this color is actually working pretty well. Do you guys have a particular side that you tend to put the shadows on when it comes to painting? Because for me, I think I do tend to put shadows on the left side, which means my light direction is usually coming in from the right. She's gonna have a bit of a cheekbone, I think. Yeah, that's looking okay. Now switching over to my blue side of the palette. Some shading is needed for her see-through thingy-majing-jang. Yes, I think that looks superb. It's definitely a lot easier to mix colors for shadows than it is for the base layers, because for the shadows you can use the base layers into the color mixing, which makes it so much easier and so much easier to match the correct colors. Almost looks like it's made out of jello, which I kind of love that. Okay, and now for the yellow. I'll just straight up take some of this blue and mix it in with this and see what the heck we get here. If I ever have my own paint set one day, which I don't know why the heck I would have my own paint set, but if I did, I will make sure to have one color called Radioactive Avocado. I think that looks okay. It's coming out a little streaky because I didn't have enough water at first, so the paint was a little too thick. I think that looks really good. I like the way that it's a little on the bluer side, so it really picks up that color from the water. I don't really know if this is bamboo because I don't know about bamboo growing inside of water. I have seen certain weeds and reeds that look really similar to bamboo, but they're not. And I think some of those grow inside water. So that might be what these are. And I have still not decided what to do with this dragonfly. He's been hanging on this whole time, awaiting his fate of whether or not I will erase him or if I will keep him. Alright, bamboo has been 3D-ified. Also, I'm going to take some straight Prussian blue to put in the pupils of her eyes. Give her some more life. It's alive! That was a little cringy. We are not shy from cringy on this channel. Cringy is like part of my being. But pretty much at this point in the painting, I'm just like detailing. Wherever I feel like needs some more detail and cleanliness. I just realized that it's getting late again and the sun is going to start going down pretty soon again, and I really wanted to finish this piece today. So we will, even if we have to do it by the light of Toto. But okay, but since I already know what color to use for all the line work for the bamboo, let's not waste so much time on that and let's instead kind of render these lilies a little better. Alright, I want to do a little experiment. I have this kind of reddish color here, and I want to see if I can add just a little hint of like a blush on her face, which experimenting on the face, not always the best idea, but we're gonna try it anyway. What am I doing? I'm just not so sure it really matches the whole look of this painting. The look of this painting is very sharp, very clean, and that added addition of blush is a little bit, it's a little softer. And I think I'm just gonna remove it as much as that is possible. Okay, experiment was tried. It was deemed not necessary in this painting and removed. Stick it in the logbook. Still don't know what to do with the dragonfly. Oh gosh darn it. We'll keep the little fellow in. You can stay. I'll paint you the same color as the lily flowers. And the dragonfly is in. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna paint her nails red. Bam. Bam. Kapowie. Alright, now we're gonna do some highlights. It is starting to get dark now, so we're going to turn on Toto. I'm gonna take some white and kind of mix it into the different colors to get close to white, but with a little hue of the original color, and we'll see how that goes. Get some of this nice shiny water. Ow, 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 ow. Banging my knee on the table. And why we're singing Star Wars? Because we're almost victorious with this painting. Painting is almost finished. So I want a little fanfare. How about a little spot on her cheek? just to make her look a little more shiny. And a little bit of a bluish light going on the back side here, so it kind of looks like it picks up the reflection from the water. And you can do the same thing with like her hands and arms and stuff. Now I do want to add a little bit of eyeshadow, so I'm taking a little bit of yellow and I'm just kind of putting it in there so that it picks up the yellow of her clothes, because she's a fashionista. And last but not least, I wanted to add some red bands in her hair to kind of pick up the red from the lilies. And I think with that we're just about done. I am gonna leave it overnight and we'll do the whole tape reveal thing tomorrow. We want that good lighting when we display the painting, am I right? Day 4! Give it up for day 4. And I'm still wearing the same sweater. And we're totally not going to clean this palette. We're just going to keep on building up more and more colors. Alright, tape peel time. Even though it's not the most satisfying tape peel piece of art because the paint doesn't go all the way to the edges of the paper. But we can still enjoy the sound regardless. Oh yeah. And there we go. Da, 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 da. Zoom in. Now I just need to sign it. I'm just gonna use this blue Pigma Micron fine liner. And where should we sign it? Over here? Over here? Over there? Maybe right over here. Da-da-da. So there it is, the finished jelly gouache piece called Bamboo Puddle Goddess Lady. I need a name for this illustration and I'm terrible at naming illustrations, so give me some suggestions down in the comments. I hope you guys enjoyed watching the creation of this piece. I certainly had a lot of fun painting it, even though it was also a little stressful at times, but I like that. It just makes the success all that more successful. I might make this into a sticker or a print or something on my shop. Either way, I'm looking forward to the next illustration, especially because I feel like I learned a lot from this piece. I gotta go pack some shop orders now, so I'll leave the outro to voiceover Zaccura. Take it away! Thank you, real-time Zaccura. It's voiceover Zaccura now, and I sound exactly the same, because I use the same microphone. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening and spending some of your day with me. I hope you enjoyed watching me stumble through this painting, and if you did, please be sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe for more. Also be sure to hit that little bell so you stay notified on upcoming videos. If you have a minute, let me know what you think down in the comments. How'd you like this painting? Did you draw anything while watching this? If so, what was it? As mentioned at the beginning of this video, I just had a shop update on my website, which I'm really excited about because it includes some items I never listed before. But in addition, it also has a little alternate revival of my birthstone stickers. I now have them listed as full-size individuals, so you can get just your birth month if you want. Having these birthstone stickers sold as individuals was actually a suggestion from a viewer, but I totally forgot the name of the commenter and I can't find the comment anymore. So I feel kind of bad that I can't properly shout them out, but if you are watching this, thank you for your suggestion. It was a great idea. Anyway, if you want to check my shop out or subscribe to my newsletter, all that and more can be found over on my website, Zaccura.com. The link is down below in the description box. And until next time, stay awesome. Stay inspired, always. See ya!